Kinfolk, you know who you're dealing with when you're feeling it. It's the main man with the game plan, Janice's oldest boy, Sincere, and this is the Black Owned Podcast. As usual, if you're coming in, you're joining us from Facebook, please hit that like button. If you don't mind, go ahead and share it to your own page. That's going to help us grow our viewership. We'd appreciate it. Also, if you are joining us from YouTube, hit that subscribe button. Hit that subscribe button. I have a lot of followers, but I need more subscribers, man. So hit us up there. Hit that notification bell so you know when we go live. Man down, what's good, bro? Appreciate you. Appreciate you. We got a good show set up for y'all today, man. We're gonna be talking to Brittany Adams. Brittany Adams, she owns a eyewear company. You know, we've talked to a lot of different businesses here, but we've never spoken to an eyewear company. So I'm definitely looking forward to speaking with her later. And of course, you know, we got coached up with Coach Gay. She's gonna get us all the way together later on in the show. But before we do that, man, let's go ahead and get into it. It's breaking news. Couple of quick things I want to get to, man, on this breaking news. But before we actually get to that, I want to stop for a quick second and have you listen as close as you can to this. All right, hold on.
Very controversial
Here you
new
go.
Whole Foods in Washington, D.C. You have to scan to check in, you have to scan to check out, you have to scan to leave the checkout, and then you have to scan to leave the store.
Whole Foods is trailblazing the way for the new 15-minute city. In the next few years, they want
Listen.
all shopping, all trade, all grocery stores to be automated. No more cashiers. They want everything to be controlled by AI. You have to scan to get through the door, to pay, to leave. It's all going to be based upon a digital passport, which will be based on your digital credit score. Your social credit score too low? No food for you, no water for you, no gas for you, no travel for you. There will be no people to protest. There will be nothing to revolutionize against because this will all be automated by AI. This is the model for the 15-minute city that they are pushing us towards now. I need you to.
All right, if you heard that, they're talking about this Whole Foods that is opening up in Washington D.C. Now I've heard of things similar to this. Eric, what up, my boy? Um, in which you have to use. Usually, you have initially when I heard about it, it was Amazon. Right, so Amazon was testing a grocery store in which they linked your Amazon account to the grocery store. That was so the credit card that you had on hand would be charged as you put items in and out of the cart, the real cart, and then you'd have to leave also using that same credit card. Now, what this is doing is this is saying that with Whole Foods is that you have to scan to get in, you have to scan your food, you also have to scan to get out. However, the point that I want to make is that it says it will affect your digital passport now, and your digital passport will be affected by your social credit score. I know that you know that I've spoken about the social credit score at least twice before, right? We didn't go way in depth with it, and I'm to today, only because you know I don't want my page to get shut down. But this social credit score, ladies and gentlemen, is already in effect in certain places, as in China. So did you hear what he said? If your social credit score is low, you won't be able to buy gas. If your social credit score is too low, you won't be able to buy food. If your social credit score is too low, you will not be able to travel. Now, the digital passport comes into play because it is digital. Everywhere you go, it's basically going to mark where you are. Um, so there will become digital boundaries that they will set up around particular places. And if your credit score is too low, If you have to travel, and you will have to travel within your own city, state, or whatever using this digital passport. And if your credit score is too low and you're not allowed to travel, if you go outside that boundary, it's going to notify authorities. Of course, AI is great. It's a part of the evolution of technology, uh, but we have to be careful. All right, we already say that we know that these phones are listening to us. They got because we got smartphones. I have about 3 smart TVs that's just like the phone. So even they are listening to you. Say something about Scooby Doo snacks, um, and then watch your YouTube start playing Scooby Doo snack ads. I mean, these things are real, and we kind of getting our eye off the prize in that area. But we need to begin to pay attention to these things because they're going to begin to affect our lives in a major way. If a digital passport will keep you inside of a digital boundary, and your social credit score depends on if you are participating in charities or not, what you are looking up on Google. If you go to church on a regular basis, look up the wrong thing on Google and watch your social credit score go down. Say the wrong thing on a post on in Facebook and watch your social credit score go down. Post the wrong thing to your social media page that goes against the election and watch your social credit score go down. We got to begin to start paying attention to these things. Just because it seems so far fetched doesn't mean that it's not actually happening, and it's happening right now in our faces. A couple of days ago, there was a huge disturbance, I'll say, in front of a store in New York because the store requires you to use um, the chip, requires you to use a chip, and so the people there were not necessarily with having to use chips, so there was a huge uproar about it. Um, it's happening right in front of us right now. We got to begin to pay attention to that. But that's that. And in other news, there's a judge, a woman who's been charged over a threat to kill a judge that presided over a Trump case. A Texas woman is facing charges after she allegedly threatened to kill the federal judge overseeing former President Donald Trump's case over his efforts to overturn the 2020 election. Abigail Joe Schry is accused of making a threatening call to Judge Tanya Chutkin Chambers on August 5th, days after Trump was indicted in the 2020 election case. According to court documents, she called Chutkin a racial slur before threatening to kill anyone who goes after Trump. All Democrats in Washington, including Representative Sheila Jackson Lee, who is set to run for the local election in Houston, and members of the LGBTQ community. This woman is black. I'm gonna go ahead and answer that question. She's black, and she's very serious, evidently, about anybody who's trying to go after Donald Trump. It still sticks with the main point of Trump supporters. They're wildly ignorant on a lot of issues, and when they're proven to be ignorant on those issues, or they're proven that their candidate is just ignorant in general, that he's a criminal and that he doesn't deserve to be president of the United States again, they become violent. This woman called a judge's chambers to threaten her, to tell her that she was going to kill her if she continued to go after Donald Trump, and not just her, but the other people that I just mentioned. Donald Trump, this is classic Trump supporter activity right here, right? So I mean, again, we there's going to be a point where we're going to have to start paying attention to people, where we're going to have to start paying attention to the things that are going on around us, especially in the political arena. I know a lot of us don't necessarily subscribe to some things that as far as politics are concerned. I myself am not high on keeping up with politics and what goes on in that arena, but um, if we want to begin to make wise decisions concerning ourselves as well as our families, we're going to have to at least put an ear to the ground and figure out what's going on there. All right. Uh, that's it for today's some breaking news. So You already know what's up next, man.
What it do? What it do? What it
What's
do, y'all?
happening? What is happening?
What's good, y'all? Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday. I am tuned in tonight from the crib because, as I told Sincere, y'all, Texas folks took that hot weather up to Illinois, and I ain't left the house. So, I am, I ain't gonna lie, listening to you talk about everything that's going on, even though I'm woke, quote unquote, but it's still just scary to listen to. You know what I'm saying? And being in my higher vibrational self, we gotta realize that this shit ain't a game. It's not a game. Ooh, you got a penny one on it.
Yeah, you crazy.
I should never gave you N-words money. I love it. Hey, y'all. But what's good? It's your girl, Coach K Woods. And I need to give y'all some empowering real talk real quick. And I'm really going to piggyback off my boy Sincere today because that's really something that we need to start talking about. And I know that we got a very, very, very controversial topic that we're going to be speaking on later on. But I'm going to touch base a little bit because what I want us to stop doing is to stop saying that this stuff is not affecting us. It is very much affecting us every single day. Like he said, it's going to affect the way we move around. You know, and listen, to my religious folks, please do not get offended when I say what I'm about to say. But we got to do more than just pray about it, okay? Right. We got to stop just saying, oh, I'm going to pray about it. You know, I'm just going to put it in God's hands. No, God gave you a mind and a heart and a conscience to take action on what he is advising. You got to take the next step. So please don't get offended when I tell y'all, but I'm so over people just saying, I just pray about it, because that is a lazy way. You don't want to do anything. And when we all are doomed to damnation, then y'all going to be sitting up there like, well, dang, maybe I should have did a little bit more. It's time
Frederick Douglass said you got to pray with your feet.
Hey, come on. Like, man, we got to stop acting like this thing is not affecting us. We got to stop acting like social media is not affecting us. We got to stop acting like there are not many of things going on behind the scenes from a political standpoint, from an ambush standpoint, from any kind of standpoint that is not affecting not us just as Black people, but the world as a whole. We got to stop acting like the United States ain't a third world country right now, because contrary to what y'all want to believe, hey, they looking at us in shame. They can't believe that the once country that everybody wanted to flock to, you now see people leaving in droves. You know what I'm saying? Stop sitting up there looking at the shade room. Get y'all asses on and do some research so you can get yourself prepared. And when I say prepared, I'm talking about because shit is finna get way, way, way worse before it get better. And you better start getting yourself mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally prepared for all of that. Stop saying that you aren't affected. Okay, you are affected. This is going to affect you. I understand we are struggling. I understand the finances ain't right. But listen, we got to take a stand on something. It's got to be some sacrifices that got to be made. So what sacrifices are you willing to make in order to ensure a better life for yourself? What are you willing to do? I actually seen on my news channel, which is TikTok, that there is a strike that they are talking about implementing starting September 1st. And as a full-time entrepreneur, you know, I ain't gonna say that I don't work for nobody. You know what I'm saying? I work for me, but I definitely would stand behind that if it was something that is actually going to help us as a whole. Right. You know what I'm saying? Again, sacrifices got to be made. So you really got to start sitting back and start saying, okay, what is it that I can sacrifice? If it's something small, you know, when it comes to the strike, hey, take a day off, you know, or something like that. But all I'm saying is start getting intentional and making some changes that's going on in your life. Stop just saying you're going to pray about it. Stop being lazy and start implementing action. You know, do some research. You know, Me personally, I've stocked up on things to help me survive. If the power grid go out tomorrow, baby, I'm gonna be okay. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? But those are the things that I think about, and those are the things that I talk about to people that want to be talked about with it. You know what I'm
Mhm,
saying?
mhm.
A lot of y'all want to still talk about what's going on with these celebrities. I could give two shits about these celebrities out here right now because most of them are already pushing the agenda of what I'm talking about right now. You
Mhm.
know what I'm saying? We just gonna put it out there for what it is. You know, I ain't gonna get too deep because again, I don't want to get neither one of our pages banned. But at the end of the day, y'all, I want us to get prepared. I want us to stop saying that we're not affected. I want us to go beyond the prayer, and I really want us to start being intentional and stepping up. Um,
We gotta. What I want us to do is to
Put that
stop.
comment up here.
What I want us to stop doing is to stop pigeonholing ourselves, right? And I'm gonna tell you something, Eric. I am right there with you, my boy. When I
Me
say
too.
I'll be there, and you know what? And the sad thing is, we don't want to have this conversation.
Hey, listen, yes, we do. Because let me tell you something. I just said I did a reel earlier today that I said I wanted people to stop talking about their struggles. I want people to stop talking about struggles like they are a
What
badge
up?
of honor. You know what I'm saying? Struggling is not a badge of honor. We are so focused on our struggles that we won't move forward because we feel like that we're going to be forgotten and
Mhm.
lost in the, you know what I'm saying, lost in the thing because we want to talk about growth. We want to talk about resolution. We want to talk about getting help for our mental health. You know what I'm saying? But because it's like, oh, I've been through a lot. I do this. Hey, who cares? Who
Right.
cares? We
Right.
all have gone through some form of trauma in our lives. And I
Mhm.
need y'all to stop using that struggle as a badge of honor and start elevating yourself and start getting resolution, solutions, things that got to happen. And yes, Black folks, I'm talking about y'all. Ladies,
Facts.
I'm definitely talking about y'all because y'all swear up and down that y'all just had the worst life ever. And
Mhm.
some of that is on your own recognizance. Let's just be
Mhm.
real. Get accountable, get intentional so we can really work towards building for us because baby shit finna get ugly. And if you ain't ready, don't come knocking at my door because I'm gonna
You
tell you
ain't
right
lying. You ain't lying.
now.
Like I
Hey,
said, what we got to stop doing is we got to stop pigeonholing ourselves. You see what I'm saying? And we are
hey,
woefully and willfully ignorant on a lot of situations that has
absolutely.
to do with things that have to do with the environment that we in,
Yeah,
right? Especially when we are in this point of time right now. So that they've been saying for the last few years now that we are in the middle of the greatest transfer of wealth in American history, and
hey,
we ain't taking no part in it,
nope.
right? Because we too worried about what Cardi B is doing and all of this other foolishness, right? There still remains the fact of when they say if you want to hide anything from a black person, put it in a book. If you would just sit down and read a couple of books to get smart on the situation. If you don't know or understand politics, read a book about politics, and it will show you exactly how you're supposed to maneuver when it comes to politics. I always tell um, my young men to cheat in the game, you got to know the rules first.
Come on.
You can't even cheat without knowing the rules. You
Yep.
have to know the rules first in order to be able to kind of manipulate the rules in a way that favors you.
Yep.
Because we starting from a position of being behind, right? We still trying to make up ground, right? We're
Yeah.
still trying
And we're
to,
gonna go, we're gonna forever be doing that
but
because
we
of
should not.
like Eric said, I get it. You right.
But we should
We
not,
shouldn't
right?
be.
We and then on other things like reparations. I think we should get reparations, but I'm not going to bank on it,
Yeah,
right? So you gotta move in a way that it's not going to happen for us. Generation X. I handle things in a way where we're not going to get Social Security
yeah, yeah.
because we don't.
And
Like we
that's the
said,
thing.
I'm gonna tell you what's right now. When you were talking about being in a third world country, that hit perfect because I was like, yo, this is my that's exactly what I'm on, because we still got to see what this BRICS thing is going to do when they have their meeting next month, I believe it is, and they talk about doing trade currency that doesn't include the U.S. dollar. Oh,
Hmm.
that's going to affect.
They already talking about it, and that's what people don't
But
get.
no, now
It's
that now
already
now
being
now they're at the
implemented.
point of implementation.
We
That's
at the
going to
point
have
of
an effect.
implementation, man. I'm telling you.
That's going
Listen,
to have an. Look at what's going on and look at what's going on in Africa right now. Africa handling the business. kicking people up out
Hey,
of
they
there.
like, we done
Like,
playing with
your
y'all, folks.
money,
We done.
we not available for you can't buy us no more. I mean,
Yep.
these type of things have an effect.
It's getting
You know
real.
what I mean? And we need to know what's going on so that we ourselves know how to maneuver, and we know that who we need to be putting pressure on. We know that we need to be attending city council meetings. Don't
Hey,
just wait for when the president is being nominated for you to barely pay attention to politics.
yep.
When those people in your city and in your county are trying to get seats, you need to go up there to be able to put pressure on them. Ask hard questions.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Be involved.
And I want us to really stop talking about the past. I want us to start talking about the future, because what we do is we be like, well, back then we did this, and back then we wanted this, and back then no. Let's talk about the future. Let's talk about what we want right now. Again, when it comes to reparations, I don't even speak on that because I feel like that's a part of the past, and that's why again I go back to what I say: we stay stuck in our struggle. If we get reparations, great, but I'm not even thinking about no reparations, because to me I feel like it's trying to keep us in the past, and we need to be so much more forward than we really are right now. And I feel like that's what we need to focus on by coming up with ideas now for the future.
I'm gonna say
saying?
something
Putting our
before
brains
I'm gonna say something before I talk about Aunt comment. We ain't even ready to get reparations.
I know.
Honestly,
I know.
we get reparations. We gonna get 50% of that
when we
back.
got the crook money, that's
weeks.
what we do. We jacked it. So
we gonna get 50% of that back in 2 weeks. We not really ready to have reparations. All right, but now you talking about being assimilated in this, and I don't give it. Let me tell you something. It is illegal for you to be off the grid. It's illegal in Iowa. There is a man who tried to harvest rainwater, and they literally told him that was illegal because they own the clouds. This America is not going to allow you to put yourself in a position to be here and not pay them some type of money. So if you talking about you want to be off the grid, why you think it's much easier for you to walk into a bank with a 600 credit score and get $80,000 loan for a Range Rover, but with that same 600 credit score, if you wanted 65,000 to buy land, you wouldn't get it.
Hey, come on.
It's a game. This is chess, not checkers.
Hey, come on. And it's been chess for a long time.
And and some things we don't even, some things that are even our own, we don't pay enough of attention to.
Mm-hmm.
So we got to be realistic when we talking about this thing, where we are concerned, and where we are calling ourselves a community, because and 9 out of 10 times we don't unify the way that we should.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? The thing that happened in Alabama a little week ago, that was the best thing I've seen in years.
Hey, come on.
You know what I'm saying? As far as unity and unifying is concerned.
Let's build on that.
Yeah, let's build on that.
Instead of going on social media talking about, oh, y'all make sure y'all feel the same, keep that same energy. We trying to keep that momentum going. But y'all sitting up here dimming it because y'all coming on social media with y'all negative Nancy. I don't care who got hit. I don't care. Everybody deserved everything they got. And I'm going to say that on the record. I don't care. Don't tell me about who got beat down or woman, man. I don't care. Everybody deserves what they got. And it is what it is.
This is a good statement. But we gotta
that's our favorite word.
You know what I think though? I think that the men gotta really start doing it. If the men begin to hold ourselves accountable amongst men, everything else in our society gonna line up.
Yeah.
I wholeheartedly believe that.
And patience
because
has to come along with
I'm gonna tell you something. They say, oh, you know what? The women already out there. If we talking about it, the women already out. They already on the front line. We the ones. I don't know what we're doing in more than half of the cases. Now, don't get it wrong. There's not 100% across the board either way. But we got to really start to tighten up and talk about that accountability, if you will. Mm-hmm. Oh man, Eric, don't get me started.
We already know.
Don't get me started on that. Don't
what I have come to the realization is everybody ain't meant to go. And that's the mindset that I have adopted because I am on my growth journey. Everybody ain't meant to go. And I'm not saying this to leave those. I'm going to leave those who don't want to grow. If you have
Exactly.
no intention on trying to make any
Exactly.
type of empowering changes in your life, listen, I speak it every fucking day. And if that's something you don't want to hear, if you telling me, hey, I don't want to hear all that, oh, okay, it ain't meant for you to
At
go.
all.
And
Exactly.
that's cool. But guess
Exactly.
what? Don't come knocking at my door. Don't come
Exactly.
knocking at my door. Cause I'm gonna tell you, you wasn't ready. You weren't ready.
At all.
I'm gonna
And
just
we
continue
going and
to
we
share
gonna get
our
into
platforms. Yeah.
the conversation
Mm.
and how that affects some of these things that we're talking about as well.
Mhm.
But before we do that, I want to break up our next guest, who is an entrepreneur herself. And when I spoke with her earlier, come to what I found and I thought was wonderful is that this is a family business, and that her and her husband are running together. You know, he has his role and she has her role. So I love the fact that they doing it together, especially again with the conversation that we're going to have
I love it.
later on after we talk to her. But we're going to be speaking with Miss Brittany Adams of Focus and Frame Eyewear. Y'all welcome, Brittany. Mute yourself, Brittany.
Hello, can you hear me
Hey,
okay?
how you doing?
Good, how are you?
I am doing great. It is good to see you. I'm glad that we finally got here. I know we've been trying to get together for some time, but
It's
we're
been
here
a
now.
minute. Yeah, we're here. So that's what's
We're here.
important.
We're here. All right. So Focus and Frame Eyewear, like I said, we've had a lot of guests here. Um, entrepreneurs who are doing a lot of things, and you know what? Luckily, lately we've been able to just get all over the spectrum. We got animation uh guys who we were talking to. We've been speaking to you about your eyewear. Next month we're going to have a doctor on. We're going to talk about black men's mental health. So we've been able to get around and see a lot of different businesses, but eyewear is different. So talk to me about that. How'd you get into it?
A little bit. It is different a little bit, but I don't have an optical background. I really feel like God kind of put it on my heart to just, hey, just try this. And then kind of as going through it, I was able to kind of unveil that, hey, I can do prescription also.
Mhm.
Not necessarily write the prescription, but once the prescription is written, I'm able to kind of put that into a lens and into your frame. And so it really gives people, the gift of vision in a fun, stylish, and affordable way.
So are you able to do you provide frames, colorful, creative, type of frames and
Oh,
things like that?
yeah. We have a lot of stylish frames. That's kind of who we are because that's who we are.
Hmm.
So I match that with a carefully curated collection of frames that match and kind of speak to who we are. And I think it's amazing.
Awesome. I know that you are stationed here in Dallas, and we are experiencing some very hell like weather. Y'all
Man,
able to y'all able to hold up over there?
barely. I gotta make sure these glasses get out ASAP to make sure they don't melt
Okay,
or mess
that's what
up
I
the
was thinking.
optical
Mhm.
properties on the lens. So yeah, those are definitely some things we gotta kind of work through.
All right, I know. So are you guys strictly? Do you only deal in cash, or will my what HSA and all of that be able to take care of my needs as well?
We actually do not accept cash, and it's really because of me. I am very forgetful um,
Hmm.
amongst a lot of things. So we only take card, and that we just think that that's a more accessible. And of course, if you have kind of quick, kind of the scan thing on your phone, Apple Pay and sorts, that's something we can use. But outside of that, we do not use cash, unfortunately.
Can I use my insurance?
Oh, so insurance is kind of a little tricky. So, we do take an health spending account or flexible spending account. If you
Hmm.
have a debit card connected to that, we are able to connect with that. And use that just as normal debit card.
Right.
But in the event you have kind of traditional insurance and you don't have those things, what we do is you can purchase our frames and then submit your receipt back to your insurance for reimbursement,
Mm.
per your insurance guidelines. So that's kind of how that side works. But again, we have a lot of folks that don't use insurance at all because of the affordability of the frames.
All right. Being that you're in such a unique industry, tell us something that we might not know about being in the eyewear industry.
I think the biggest misconception is that glasses have to cost a lot. They don't. There's a long time been a monopoly of certain providers and frame distributors that definitely kind of white label other names. Some of those high fashion brands that you're kind of aware of, they're all being made by the same person, all with the same materials, and it's nothing greater than or less than. And so we're just kind of trying to rip the band-aid off of that and just and I guess pull the curtain back, so to speak, so you can really see what you can get without all of the extra costs.
So how do you guys? Because I know usually when I go, when I had to go and get my, first pair of old man glasses, because stuff looking a little blurry now, with age or whatever. You have to go down to your doctor because I guess they have to do certain measurements or whatever. Do you guys do that?
Yeah, so outside your prescription, when it comes from your optometrist, that is yours. So
Hmm.
you own that. So when you get your prescription, yes, you can upload it to our site. There is something called your pupillary distance. It's
Hmm.
kind of the distance of where your pupils sit in your eye, in your just kind of where your pupils sit. And so it lets us know where to put the prescription at. A lot of times your optometrist office is not going to put that in your prescription, but it's okay. It's no problem. We actually have a page where you can use an app or you can measure it yourself to get that number and to submit your order.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was about to ask. How about do I have to be in office to do that, or can I do it myself?
Yeah, you can do it yourself. You can do it. You can do it with a friend, or you can just use the app. It's a
Hmm.
free application that we've linked to on our site. You literally hold it out in front of your face with like a credit card, and it measures it automatically for you. And then after that, you can delete it for good and just have that number for whenever you're purchasing glasses online.
Okay, okay. You guys, are you available to order online?
Yeah, we are solely online. We do a couple pop up shops here in the area. We actually have one coming up at Lofty Spaces with Manifest Your Purpose on the 9th of September. But outside of that, outside of our kind of pop up shops, it's all online.
Oh, okay, it's all online, so no brick and mortar
No,
location.
no, no heavy overhead costs.
Yeah, hey, look, I'm 100. I'm with you on that. Now I might not know about frames, but I know about some business, especially business
Listen,
expenses.
right, right.
Hold on. I guess there's a question here. I wear progressive lenses with no line, and I like glasses that transition into sunglasses. Can you give me a quick quote on something?
Actually, I can. We can get so it'll be your frame cost plus progressives. We do progressives prescriptions for $65 additional on top of your frame cost. And then lastly, if you want transitions, we have it for $40 to transition there. So you kind of package it all together. So it'll be the frame price plus your prescription, which appears to be $65 if you're progressive with no line, and then the additional 40 for transition.
Okay.
But you'll be able to see the full kind of layout once you find the pair of glasses that you like, and you proceed through the order process.
Okay. Awesome. That sounds good. Well, um, those are all of the questions that I have. You got anything, Coach?
No, well, actually, I'm on online here, so I definitely will be probably looking into that through socials and stuff like that. Because I've been in denial for the past 2 years about wearing glasses, but I need to go ahead and get them and stop playing with myself.
Come
So
on over. Come
I
on over.
know. So definitely to be on here, that's just the confirmation that I need. You know what I'm saying? To talk to you and listen to see that that's what you provide. So yes, I will definitely probably be in touch to learn more and how to get that started. So
Yeah, we tell everyone if they can follow us on social media. It may not be the right time for you to buy glasses, or you may just bought a pair, or you're just kind of confused with the process. So if you kind of follow us, and when the right time happens, we'll be able to fulfill that need for you.
Absolutely. And like shout out to y'all for actually thinking different. I'm all about mindset and just doing something different. So just the fact that you all have put out something different, you know what I'm saying? And to say that it's black owned, because I definitely can probably say we could probably count on one hand the amount of black owned, you know what I'm saying, optimistic Lord, optimal companies. So
Yeah,
like super shout out for you guys for actually thinking different, doing different, and implementing different. So super shout out to y'all for that.
thank you.
Indeed, indeed, and just trying to show here. I always have been a strong believer that whatever we need, there's a black-owned company that can get it to us.
Absolutely.
We just gotta
Yes,
actually,
sir.
sometimes we might have to just dig a little further in the weeds, but whatever we need, there is a black-owned company that we can buy from. It's still August, which is Support Black Business Month. So
Mm-hmm.
please, if you guys out there, if you need some eyewear, some frames, or whatever have you, don't hesitate to go to Focus and Frame Eyewear on IG, as well as I believe it's the same thing .com for the website as
Yes,
well. Yeah,
yes.
and get out there. I mean, and use those services that she has available to us if you can. All right, it's and you support us 365 a year, but especially in August because it is Support Black Owned Business Month. So make sure that we're doing that. All right.
Yeah,
Well, go
thank
ahead,
you.
Brittany.
Yeah, I want just to say thank you for so much for that. But I know like purchasing glasses online can be daunting for the first kind of piece of it. But once you get through the first order, you're obviously like you're ready to go to order it all the time after that. And then we have a message kind of icon at the bottom of our website. If you have any questions, we'd love to walk you through it. Email, Instagram, all of that. We're very consultative and we want to make sure you're informed about your purchase.
So it's just really a matter of submitting the prescription to you, right? And then you guys just go from there.
Yeah, so what you do is when you go on our site, you find the frame that you like, that product, and underneath it, it'll say select lenses. And
Okay.
then that's kind of where you go from there.
Got you. Got you. Easy
All
enough.
right.
Easy
And I
enough.
just put the .com in the chat.
Awesome.
Focus and Frame Eyewear.com. So you guys can go directly to the hit that link, go directly to the site,
Yeah, and I'll
do what you
definitely
need
be
to do
sharing it on
there,
my platforms
and you're
too.
good.
So
And also this that same you could use the same thing, Focus and Frame Eyewear, to follow her on IG as well. So make sure we're giving her support in every way that we can.
Yes, and Facebook. Thank you so much. I
And
appreciate
Facebook, no problem, Brittany. It was great having you on. We appreciate what you're doing, and we wish you nothing but you and your husband
that.
nothing but success going further. All right.
Thank you so much. It's an honor to be on this podcast. I love what you all are doing and keep it up.
All right. Thank you so much. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right. That
that
was
was
good,
dope.
Coach.
That was dope. That
Yeah,
was
that was
dope.
nice. I like that.
Love that. I
I
love
love that.
different, baby. That
I
is
love
all
it.
about it. I definitely
I
got to
love
make
it.
sure I follow. I'm about to hit the follow right now before I forget.
I know, right? You know what? I wanted to let's use my I wanted to use my dun 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 transition so we can get into this conversation, and we about to get right to it. Black men and black women, are we truly better, or are we better off just kicking each other to the curb? Kicking each other to the. Let me tell you how this conversation came about. This conversation came about because as I was, there are whole platforms on social media where there are black men bashing black women, and there are whole platforms on social media where there are black women bashing black men. It makes no sense to me when I see that, because we are the only ones who I see doing so.
Come on.
I don't see any other demographic of people spending, I'm talking about fierce amounts of time um, and building a platform off of degrading companion,
Yeah.
if you will. Uh, Everything that we do together as black men and black is fruitful. We always do better together. We are never as good with other partners than we are when we are together.
Yep.
The reason why is because we share a unique struggle amongst ourselves that no other demographic of people share.
Yeah.
We need one another because we have to. There are conversations that me and my wife can have that if my wife was not black, I couldn't have that same conversation.
Yeah.
And that's just facts, and that has nothing to do uh with with being racist,
Mm-hmm.
but it just has everything to do with cultural understanding, right? Because even if you marry someone from a different race, you have to learn a different culture, right? There are a lot of things that go on when a black man marries an Indian woman, he has to learn that culture. She has to learn his, right? Because a lot of our culture is on display. You know what type of music black people like, large, by and large. You know what we listen to. You know what I mean? You know how fiery we are. You know how passionate we are about certain things because we put it out there. You know what I'm saying? We are very passionate and emotional people,
Very much emotional.
right? So we
Very
put it
much.
out there for everybody, but at the same time, when I just get sick of going through my social media timeline and all I see when it comes to us are we bashing one another. What's your thoughts?
I think that we have gotten so caught up in watching stuff online that it has now been embedded into our reality. What I need people to understand is a lot of these people that are on these podcasts doing all this bashing, they want their views up. They want their ratings up. They are monetizing. You know what I'm saying? They are monetizing. You know what I'm saying? And what the problem is we are so focused on what they're saying that we're not even understanding why it's being said.
Right.
We are so focused on how, the podcast. Listen, if a podcast got 300,000 views, baby, they done monetized off you watching them and believing that they stand on that. Because I'm gonna be honest, I don't believe a lot of these people that talk about stuff are 100% on board and supporting their own words. I think that they're out for the monetization. I think that they're out for, all just being able to get money. Like, again, we are out here trying to monetize as a full-time entrepreneur, as a podcaster. I'm out here trying to monetize, but I'm not going to put it at the expense of my people to monetize. And that's the problem. And I really want us to see that and understand that. Listen, if you want to listen to it, that's fine. But the fact that it's separating us at a time where, again, I'll go back to what I said 20 minutes ago about the fact that we are in crisis right now, and the agenda is being pushed more and more and more to separate us, because that is the plan.
Exactly.
That is the agenda.
Exactly.
That is what they're out here doing. And these people that's getting paid, hey, we don't know where all their finances is coming from. Let's just be real. You know what I'm saying? So again, it comes to the fact of being more mindful of the conversations that you're hearing. Y'all sit up here and let a 3-minute TikTok video change your whole relationships.
Yeah, thinking, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like your whole relationship status. Who is this girl?
Shout out to Eritrea. Nay Goose, I swear I want you to call this phone so bad, so we can see what you talk about. Because look, but I digress.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep going. But yes, so I just need people to understand that if that's what you choose to listen to it with understanding that there's money behind what they're telling you. There's money behind them steady trying to push the agenda of us separating ourselves. You know what I'm saying? I don't care about all that extra stuff that's we seeing posted right there. I don't care about none of that. What I care about is the fact of us coming together, because right now that is what's needed. I do believe that we are better together. You know what I'm saying? We're not going to make it if we're not together. And that's just what it is. We're not going to make it. It's the harsh reality of it all. We are not going to make it. You know what I'm saying?
Here's the thing, is that the statistics prove that everything that we do together affects every other part of our life, right?
Right.
We do better when we're together. We do better financially.
Absolutely.
Our children become benefit from being raised by us. Politically, we do better.
Yep.
And even religiously, we're more active religiously when we are together. So in all of those things, just off the fact of us being together, right? And when we're talking about an agenda, remember that back in the 50s and 60s, it was the agenda of the United States to break up the Black family structure, because they know we are stronger
absolutely
together, right? So we can't let, like you said, we can't let these people that's just posting 3-minute bites just for capital gain influence how we deal with one another in the flesh. And also, and I'm gonna say this to the ladies, get real. Okay, get real.
She can't
on what
be
it
from
is
the
that
United
you,
States. Don't
that
even.
you,
She can't be from
that
the U.S.
you,
We ain't even.
get real
We ain't
on what
even
it
going,
is that you asking for, right? Because I'm
we're
gonna tell
not
you
going.
something. Statistically, when Black women educated demographic in the world, yet Black women and Black men with only a high school diploma make equally the same amount of money. So, sis, you got to get real with yourself, right? And then I hear people or ladies most of the time talking about, they want a man that makes, $100,000 a year, and what was Samuel I
You
can't
don't want
believe
to
I'm
see
forgetting
it.
my man's
Don't
name.
worry.
He made the high dollar value man a household statement. Let me tell you something. I'm gonna tell you what millennials make yearly. If you are between the ages of 25 to 40, this is what the breakdown of salary looks like. 39% of you make between 20 and 50,000. 39% of you, that's more than 1/3 of you, make between 20 and 50,000. Again, this is millennials between the ages of 25 and 40, right? 14% of you make between 50 and 100,000. 14% of you make between, that's us together. That's not just Black men or just Black women. Black men and women between 25 and 40. 39% of you make between 20 and 50,000. 14% of you make between 50 and 100,000. 2% of you between the ages of 25 and 40. 2% of you between the ages of 25 and 40 make more than $100,000 a year. Where are you getting these people from? Right? First of all, that most of y'all even missed what his definition of a high value man was. It wasn't just a man who makes a lot of money, but it was also a man who has access to resources that can help other people make a lot of money.
Absolutely. And that's the thing. The open-mindedness comes behind that. The open-mindedness, like, I gotta close these comments because I'm really like, that shit is starting to aggravate me, like, for real. But like, I need us to understand this. You can't ask for what you're not getting. Okay. Mm-hmm. You have been systematically traumatized over the last 30, 40 years of your life. You have never saw any type of therapeutic intervention. You have always thought you was right about things. You have always assumed that it's them and not you. And if that's the type of mindset that you have, then I hate to be the bearer of bad news. You are not going to obtain what it is that you want to have a successful, satisfying, fulfilling ass life.
That's
You
for
better
real.
get real with yourself. And that really goes both damn ways. I'm speaking to the men and the women because
Mhm.
I'm tired of us sitting up here acting like that. We don't need to get help for ourselves. We don't need to, you know what I'm saying? We acting like that. Oh, we're just perfectly fine. And we're okay with being reckless. We're okay with talking about we want to be a well-renounced hoe and we want to do all that. That shit is not cute.
At
Who you
all.
want that? Who you think want that? And even when it comes to the men, y'all sitting up here with y'all pants sagging, hanging down, and sitting up here listening to that bullshit ass music that y'all call rap. Man, listen, don't even get me started.
I'm gonna tell
Listen,
you something. I was out and about the other day. I seen a gentleman walking down the street. He had a gray beard,
can
and
you
he had
block
his
whoever this
drawers.
chick is
He had
on
his
this damn
drawers showing.
YouTube? Cause I swear to God, she about to make me
Girl, you gotta ignore that. You gotta ignore that.
I know, but
Hey,
God
listen.
damn, she
So,
getting on my
so
goddamn nerves. Girl,
there's
bye.
enough. There's enough failure of accountability to go around, right?
Absolutely.
But the point remains is that, like I said, we are. Yeah, I know, right? Is that we do better together. And sometimes the expectations or this thing, the demands that black women put on black men, they don't put on anyone else.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? They don't. They
They
don't put it on. They don't put that demand on anyone else. And
They don't.
let me say something that's going to be a little bit controversial. This is a black man. I'm going a black back in the day when he got a white woman. That was like an achievement for him. It was like he boosted his own self because of her,
Mm-hmm.
right? But here's the thing: the white woman on her own is a minority. So when you walk into a room with a people who
Oh. Okay, I think he froze up. Let me go ahead and roll it with it. I don't know what he was saying, but listen, y'all.
oh man,
I want
I think the girl got my jaw acting crazy.
hey, I know.
Yeah, but like I said, you know what I'm saying. They when you walk into that room, all they see is two minorities. You gain nothing from that.
As all.
You know what I
At
mean?
all.
But when a black man and a black woman walk in together, they look at you differently. They look at you as a
Mhm.
force, right? So when
Thanks for circulating the podcast, sis, because you keep commenting and baby, it keeps circulating. So go
I
ahead,
appreciate
baby.
it. Yeah, keep going. Great topic. Yeah.
Hey, keep
So
it
yeah,
on.
I
Keep
mean,
it up.
again, you know what I'm saying? Like that's just the points that I wanted to make. Also, I wanted to also let y'all know that as of right now, black men and black women, 50% of you guys have never been married. 50% of black men and women between the ages of 25 and 40, again, we're going with the marrying ages, have never been married.
Mm.
Now, that number is up. We are the only demographic where unmarried is trending up. Every other demographic that is either trending down or it's maintained its course for the last 20 years. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, what are we really doing right here? And black women, let me tell you something. There have been more black women have been divorced than black men. So we can't be the problem. All right? Check yourself. Stop the cat. Stop the cat. All right? Everybody got to be willing to sit down and look themselves in the mirror and figure out what it is about you that needs to be fixed, or what it is about your decision making that needs to be corrected. Yep. Because it just can't always be somebody else. As I always say in the words of my man Tretch, no matter where you go, there you are. You gotta begin to start taking some accountability on your own actions. And let me also tell you something. The black men double black women. There's more black men than there are black women. And I'm gonna tell you something, black women. If you want a man that make $100,000 or more a year by himself, you're gonna have to share him. You might as well get that through your. You might as well get that through your brain.
To share them. You're gonna have to share them, or the more logical thing is to get with them so y'all can do it together.
Facts.
so y'all can do it together. Because
Fact.
at the end of the day, it boils back to what we said. We need each other. And
Fact.
I understand. I'm even talking about the ones that have caused havoc in your life. You know what I'm saying? We have to build. We have to build
Indeed.
together. Neither one of us are going to be able to do anything by ourselves, y'all. And I know that the agenda is being pushed. Yes, I'm an independent woman, but let me tell you something, baby. I love my man too. And
Yep.
trust and believe. I
Yep.
had to get myself conditioned because I wasn't always the woman that submitted. Listen, I wanted to be the woman that submitted to a healthy relationship, not submitting to my man, submitting to a healthy relationship. Okay. But y'all try to take my words and spin them. I
Right.
always wanted to be the woman. And because I had not figured me out, because I had not taken the steps to begin my healing journey, I didn't know what that was. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? So because I took that journey, I was able to align myself and actually build, because I was in the relationship. You know what I'm saying? But it became more mentally healthy because we both were working on each other
Indeed.
individually, as a couple, as one, as a family, as everything. You know what I'm
Indeed.
saying? So, and our communication is dope. We can talk about anything, everything. We can have a disagreement. We don't go to bed mad. You know what I'm saying? All of that is able to happen, but it's all because I got accountable for my actions.
Right.
I knew what it is that I wanted overall in my life, and I did the good and the bad and the ugly ass work to make it happen. And in order for us to come together, we got to do a lot of ugly ass work, y'all.
Right.
Ugly work. And
Right.
that's going to involve you putting yourself together and saying, you know what? No, I have messed up the last 6 relationships. I might have had a good man in my life, but because I was so mentally traumatized and wasn't working on myself, I could have chased them away. But guess what? I'm not going to focus on that. I'm going to get myself together right now. Come into your next relationship on a more mentally healthy journey. And I promise y'all, you will see the difference in that. You will see what you had in the past. You're not going to want it. It's going to make you itch by even thinking about going back to the old ways. You know what I'm saying? So get you together. And I'm talking
Indeed.
to the men and the women. Get us together, y'all, because we are so much better together. We
Let,
got to be together.
let me
Our life depending on it.
let me give y'all these numbers right here. For black women, right? In 2020, 48% of black women had never been married. 48%. That is up from 40% in 2005. Then that same demographic for the black male demographic has maintained throughout that time from 2005 to 2020, 50%. 50% of the men between 25 and 40 are not even married. Right? And I'm just saying, like, we have to stop with these false claims and accusations, and you're trying to make fact what your personal experience has been.
Right.
Your personal experience has been bad and sloppy, and then you want to project that off onto everyone. And I'm talking about men and women, black men and black women.
Yeah.
You have to do some introspection. You got to do that type of work first. You got to fix what may be wrong with you. You might even want to reach out to somebody and say, hey, where did I mess up at? And with this, because I'm sure that person was telling you where you were messing up at while y'all were together, but pride is a mother.
Yep.
So you have to do that self
Pride,
introspective work and then move into your next relationship with the intent to do better. Because
and if you're in a relationship now, hey, do the reflection now. There's nothing wrong with that. Just because you are in a relationship right now does not mean that you don't have work to do on you. I need y'all to understand that. Just because you might have got what you wanted, that doesn't mean that you still got to work. I call myself a lifelong learner, and that's exactly what I'm going to always be. And that's exactly what I want all of us to be, because, baby, listen, we open up so many more opportunities when we become a lifelong learner and understand that we ain't always going to have it together. We ain't always going to get it right.
Hey Eric, I believe you that I do believe that it's looked down upon. I believe the media plays a role in that as well
Oh, absolutely.
because they don't want to see us especially married. Marriage is sacred. That is that says that marriage is an honorable thing. And that you should honor the wife of your youth. I have been with my wife for 20 almost 23 years.
Yeah.
Um and that's about half of my life. And what we have now, we did, like you said earlier, since we built that together.
Yep.
And I think that
Yeah.
we need to be teaching our sons how to be good husbands, and we need to be teaching our daughters how to be good wives, and stop teaching our daughters how to be independent black women, and stop teaching our sons how to be um, hoodlums, if you will. I hate to use that word, but I can't think of any other
Follow your own
that would
house
fit the
rules.
what's the name for. So
Follow your own
um,
house rules.
I got married because I figured it is the natural process. You know what, Eric? We were talking about grandparents before we got on here.
Yep, we
I
sure
mean, and
was.
when we talking about that Generation X, that's me. Uh, most of us are grandparents underneath 50 years old. So we are not going to be the same grandparents that we had when we were young.
Mhm.
That you can go over their house every weekend because they ain't doing nothing. Your parents can just drop you off. You can't drop them off here every weekend. Me and Mikey might
Right.
be out. We might be going somewhere. I got somewhere to
Come
be.
on.
You know what I'm saying? So more of the onus or the responsibility is really on the parents. And I mean, don't
Right.
get it twisted. Of course, I want to see my grandbabies, but I mean, we just not sitting around, watching Mash. Like
Not
our
my
like
bad.
like
Not
our
my bad.
grandparents was doing. You know what I'm saying? My mom used to be looking at Mash and Magnum PIs, Spencer for Hire, and all that other stuff.
Okay.
So about we not just sitting around doing that no more. We taking
And not
trips.
and
You know what
not.
I'm saying? Hey, look, Pop, I'm gonna be gone for about a week, my boy. Taking your dad somewhere. You hear me?
Hey, they talk about me all the time because I'm the grandma that just get the money. I don't keep kids.
Yeah.
I don't
Take this
babysit.
dollar and go on about your business.
I'll
Take
send
this
you the
dollar and go on
cash
about your
app, but
business.
I don't babysit. So, and I'm
That's
okay
it.
with it because I've done my share. I was the mama slash auntie slash yeah.
Indeed.
I was
Indeed.
the boy mom. How my kids grown, I was the boy
Indeed.
mom house. All the kids used to be at my house playing basketball. 8 kids spending the night. Listen, I'm done with kids. Okay.
Yeah, and we about to close this thing down for the day. Nate Goose, I just want to thank you for your participation today. We are here every
Please take that comment
Sunday at
down.
7:30 around the same time. So if you want to come back and join us next week, we'd love to hear from you in the comment section. I got married. Boy, you stupid, my boy. You stupid. You know what I'm saying? But I mean,
Right.
but when you think about it in this day and time, that's a perk. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I don't have to worry about none of the foolishness that people got to worry about out here today. And we've been hearing about how syphilis or something like that is becoming
Woo.
another hot topic again. It's making a comeback.
It definitely
You know what I'm
is.
saying, if you will. So in the
Yeah.
community. But again, this was a great conversation. We had a great guest, Coach. You do your thing as usual. So we'll be right back here. You know what I'm saying, next week, same time, same place. You tell them about your what's the name when we expect an episode number 1 of the show.
Hey, so the Empowering Real podcast is in its final stages, baby. You can expect a new episode probably next week. Probably the 28th. I think the new release is scheduled to come out. Listen, it's gonna be live on Spotify, but then also YouTube. I'm switching it up a little bit, so you're gonna expect a little bit more deepness from your girl. But listen, if you are interested in being a guest on the podcast, if you are an entrepreneur, if you are, business oriented and you are out for making positive changes in your life individually, community wise, please reach out. Follow me at Coach KAYWDS and shoot me an email, shoot me a message. I'll shoot you the link and schedule time to see if you're fit for the show. But I definitely wanting some, definitely empowering guests on there that's going to up the ante. because it's time for us to have these really uncomfortable conversations because they're
Right.
super necessary. So,
Right. So y'all make sure y'all check that out. You're not leaving the Black Home Podcast. Is you?
oh no, I ain't going nowhere. I ain't going nowhere.
We still gonna have our Coached Up with Coach K segment. You hear me? So don't think y'all
Period.
that we losing her over here, but you're
No,
gonna get more
I
of
ain't
her.
going nowhere. I ain't
You're gonna
going
get more
nowhere.
of her on our own podcast. So please make sure y'all
Absolutely.
definitely
You
over
can
there
definitely
check it
follow
out.
it. It's this gonna be the 4th season. So you know, it's definitely old episodes. So, you know, go get caught up. You want to hear some of the stuff that I talk about because I definitely brings the real, as y'all know. But yeah, definitely go subscribe to the YouTube channel. But you can also find it on Spotify, Apple, Google, iHeart, and all those good stuff as well. So
Mhm. All right, that's what's up, man. So Kinfolk, we gonna holler at y'all next week, same time. You already know what it is. I got a joke. What you call ugly people in America? Ugly.